My name's Dave. I've worked here at what we call the boiler room for nearly 9.5 years. It's like a very special place where you have to be very on the ball all the time, because what with the heat you're working with sometimes it's very, very hot indeed. We don't really have to do any office work, that's all down to the girls. If they're desperate, we'd help them, but we very rarely ever do that.
I'm Malcolm, I'm 27.
Morning, Dave.
Morning, Malcolm.
I've been working here for 10 years now, and I work with Dave.
It's quite important in the job that we actually do to check that you plan the job properly for the day, because if you don't, you can have some very, very, very serious problems.
I was originally a gardener, and I sort of said to myself, that looks interesting over there. My friends think that I'm crazy really for making a changeover from going from outside to inside, but what I don't really understand is that I really enjoy it.
As a young child, my father died, and I was absolutely fascinated at the funeral, and although it was very upsetting, it sort of stayed with me and made me want to, in some way, get into that line of work. Then back in the 90s, my wife had a terrible experience. We had a stillborn baby, and that made me realise that I wanted to work helping other people who had been bereaved and sad. And I've got to say, it's one of the best things I've ever done. It's a fantastic job because you get great satisfaction in helping people who are at probably the worst time in their life.
It's a big bunch of flowers, isn't it? It's heavy one, isn't it?
It's not that heavy.
No, it's only small. You get the flowers, you get that block. All right?
Yeah, got it.
Yep, got the flowers on.
There's your information card there, Dave.
Yep.
It is a sad job at times. It's a job you have to do, but you know, especially sometimes when you're up in the chapel when you're seeing people crying, and so especially on baby funerals, it's very upsetting. You've got to try and go home and forget about it and get on with your job and forget about it. But at the end of the day, it does affect you.
Okay. Yeah, that's all okay, mate.
Yeah.
Line it up. Yeah, it's going to be about another 10 minutes.
Right.
So she's got a reprieve of death row.
One of the worst things we had a little child, he was murdered, and having to take the coffin off is just horrendous. You just don't want to do the job on that day, but you know you've got to do it for the little baby. And do your best for him and for his family. People say the mourners are the customer, but I think the dead person is the customer, the main customer at the end of the day.
That's it, open it up by hand, that'd be fine. 2, 3. Leave the door open.
When you come over to here, the things you find in the coffin are quite frightening. This is out of the spine. Someone's probably had a broken back or serious injuries. And these holes have all been pinned into the spine. Imagine walking around with that in you. Hip replacements. These have got smaller over the years. Imagine having 2 of them in your hips. Terrifying. Nails and bits and pieces from a coffin. We have to touch all this and get it. Knee replacements, knee sockets. Things that we're not sure what they are, but it's all sad. You think we're touching all what has actually been in someone's body. Sometimes when we open the cremators to rake the cremated remains out, we find some very strange things. We found bottles, where they stuck a whiskey bottle in there, glass cases, loads of different war medals. We've actually found in there other sets of ashes which were put in there by a family, which turned out to be animals' ashes, someone put in the coffin. I say glass cases and money. You know it's money because there's like so much paper in there. Someone's obviously been cremated of all their life savings because they haven't wanted to give it to anyone else. Now I'm going to go into the cremulator room now and crush these ashes up. Just to go into the cremulator for about 10 minutes. They've cooled down, they've been in there about an hour cooling down. Cards with it of the person who's deceased. Open it up, this is the cremulator. All the steel ball bearings are in there now. About 12 of them, which are going to crush it up. Put the cremated remains in, make sure everything comes out. Make sure everything's out. Put this on to stop any of the thing coming out, any of the smoke. Crush it up, that will now crush it up. If it don't straight away, let it spin around a bit more. Now it's crushing up. Oh, nearly. Some days when you've got a really busy day, you're just in that cremator area all the time. It's non-stop, it's one after another. We can do 13, 14 cremations some days, which is a busy, busy day. You just don't get a break. You do get the odd cup of tea, but you don't get a lunch hour or anything like that. Working with death all the time brings life and reality home to you. I mean, I find that there's times when you get a bit down or depressed, but then you realise just how lucky you are when you're doing this job. You know, you're feeling a bit sorry for yourself because you might have a bill to pay or you might have had a silly little row with someone. Then you see people coming in here all upset and dying and you think to yourself, what am I moaning about? You know, I've got to enjoy life for the day and enjoy the rest of my life and try and be happy. All right, Malcolm, today's scattering, okay? My thoughts on death haven't so much changed over the years. I've always had a belief that there's life after death. There's definitely a spirit world, something you can't explain. I don't know if I'm massively religious in terms of believing in God. I wonder sometimes if he actually believes in me. Sometimes the luck you get, you know.
I can't see myself staying in this job, you know, for the rest of my life. It's a good job, and I really do enjoy it, but there is a point where you sort of think, well, I'm getting to the point, I'm getting old, I'm getting closer to a certain age. I'd like to move on back to my dream when I was a young child, really, and that was being a marine biologist. So I might just take that up. Sort of go to a college and start learning it. It's certainly something to think about. I've enjoyed it here since I've been here. I've certainly learnt a lot of stuff. Met a few nice people. Met a few crazy people. Something to talk about. But it's been good. No regrets.
If there is such a thing as life after death, then it's going to be good. Hopefully there's going to be pubs up there and Millwall will be up there playing football, but we'll be in the Premier League hopefully and not in the lower divisions. I look at people and I think you disagree on things, but at the end of the day, we've all got to die. And there can't really be all these different places we've got to go, surely. I think at the end of the day, it makes you realise that we're all equal. No matter what religion we are, what colour we are, what our beliefs, we're all equal. And each one of us has got to face that final curtain, as they say.
After working here for about 10 years, I think I'm a bit put off of cremations really, getting cremated when I'm dead. I think I'd like to be buried at sea.
Night everyone, see you in the morning.
What about you, Dave? What would you want to be? Cremated or buried?
I want to be cremated, but only when I'm dead, mate.